Do this if you want to raise children that love to read. Watch this video.
Your children's hunger for reading comes from what you expose them to. And that's the problem with our society. We don't realize how much the materials we view, right?
Yes, hinders.
Erodes our ability to read. Yeah, because if you sit down watching TV, it's so much easier to be entertained by television than by books, right? So when kids are already from an early age watching TV, so the stories you get from books, you get it from TV without the mental exercise. So it's easier to watch SpongeBob than read about SpongeBob. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. We introduce our children to TV to pacify them on their iPads, and then we want them to read afterwards. Why?
Yeah.
It becomes a bit more, it's more challenging, but we grew up with books. We grew up with a lot of books, you know. If you wanted entertainment, you read a book.
Yeah.
You know, because TV was hardly ever available. TV stations come on at 4 p.m. Was it 6 p.m.? Brief window. And then they've switched to adult programs. So maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours of TV is the max you can get if your parents allow you to sit in front of it. So I read a lot.
I would say this. Many parents do not understand the effects of TV, social media on their children. You see, the amount of content that children are consuming right now is drastically reducing their attention span. Let me put context to this. So for example, you have a child and you put a book in that child's hand, maybe a 100-page book, a 300-page book or whatever, or a 50-page book, whatever. That child sits down to read that book from cover to cover. It takes patience. It takes focus to be able to do that. Go through a book, and they are not just focusing on the book, they are focusing on the content. So a specific content is what they are focusing on. Let's compare it to social media, for example. When you give your children access to social media too early, to smartphones too early, to televisions too early, they are consuming multiple content. Now, these different contents that they are consuming are on different subject matters at the same time. What do you think is going to happen to their mind, especially if the content that they are consuming are more of entertainment? What do you think is going to happen to their mind? Their focus drastically reduces because they are seeing so many content at the same time. Not just that, they cannot pay attention to one subject matter for long, such that they can be masters in specific subject matters, so that they can master specific topics before moving to the other. So they will know tiny bits about everything, and it does not make them whole. If you want to raise kids that are smart, intelligent, with long attention span, don't give them phones early. Don't. Keep them away from televisions and all of that. They will feel like it is punishment. When they grow older, they will appreciate you for it, because they will look at the world around them and they will see the difference between themselves and the people out there. Keep them away from these things. If you must give to them, reduce the amount of time they are spending on those things drastically. 1 hour is even too much per day, especially if they are still children.